Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPOD. We're the Midwest's most dangerous podcast, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios. We're going without the compass. Compassless.
Compassless.
But we got you instead, JRC.
That's true.
Yeah.
This
is Johnny Law Cantrell in the studio.
JC.
We got Jay Vez at the helm, and
boards.
Lindsay will be running in shortly.
Is it tardiness, traffic, or diarrhea?
Probably number 3.
Actually, diarrhea is technically number 7 if you want to break things down, but that's another story altogether.
That was good, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. That was great.
But Lindsay is going to be here, but she gets off at like 7. So
maybe today one of the things that we can do is try to get a better nickname for Kevin, because
the compass.
Well,
it's confusing.
Caboose is,
Right,
that's not the most coolest nickname you could have.
Agree.
Yeah,
right.
But the compass, there's a lot of people who use hall pass and compass interchangeably, so I think that there's some confusion there.
People pronounce it compass. Actually, it's weird.
Really?
They don't say compass. They say compass.
Well, I mean, like I lived in different areas of the country. So
John, how do you say it?
It's compass.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He just said.
I mean, it's just two people, but like.
but go back and listen to what he said. He said compass. Yeah, he did.
It was nice to see you this weekend with your beautiful, lovely wife.
Thank you. Like, I think that weddings are the best place to people watch in the entire universe, and I like to absorb families and see what's going on.
Look at that's the picture right there.
Chad, I said, hey guys, submit some wedding pictures for the show tomorrow, and this is what.
Yeah, beautiful couple. Oh, where's the wedding couple?
You wouldn't even know they're at a wedding. It's just pictures of
Other
them.
than they're dressed up. This is John and his beautiful wife, Kristen, two sponsors of the show. And
she's as amazing as she is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm sure. She's a great lawyer.
Yeah, amazing lawyer.
She is definitely the brains in Cantrell and Cantrell.
I'm fine with that. Yes, yeah.
You are,
Yeah, to infuse some.
By the way, I was reading your quotes in the paper today. You sounded great, man.
Thank you.
You're you're your shit together.
You're
a trial lawyer.
I'm in a murder trial.
You're a full-fledged trial lawyer.
I like to be a showman.
I'm telling you, man. You know what's funny, John, is when you and I first started practicing, it felt like when we went into trial or we went into court, we were outgunned by the prosecutors because they had so much experience on us and so many more trials under their belt. And now it's completely the opposite with you. You got them completely outgunned because they're all like newbie lawyers usually when you're going up against prosecutors, or they're less experienced than you are for sure.
Well, like these murder cases that we have, they got their best prosecutors, and it's just I feel like it's the major leagues of trying cases because they have they don't put just newbies
on murder cases.
On DUIs. DUIs are great to roll the dice on because a lot of them are newer prosecutors. Yeah, and some of them are experienced and they.
That would probably be AAA. Major leagues is federal court against the U.S. prosecutors.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah,
that's majors.
It doesn't get any more serious than that. I was just I had a trial against your new daughter-in-law, her brother, and I saw him at the wedding, and we were talking about the trials.
Oh, you mean okay? That came out wrong.
No,
I had a trial against your new daughter-in-law. I'm like, does Eileen have a dark side I didn't know about?
Your new daughter-in-law's brother.
Yeah. Brendan. He's a Hammond police officer.
He's a great detective.
So, not against Brendan personally. Brendan was representing the Hammond police, I'd imagine, and John was probably on the other side representing the defendant.
It was a double murder.
All right. So we're talking about the wedding right now, and we went off and talked about a double homicide. So.
Whose wedding?
Hey, we have first off, before we get into Chase and Eileen's wedding, beautiful wedding, I want to say that John and I decided we're going to do something different in the third segment today, right, John?
Yeah, and it's kind of something people have wanted for a while, really.
Yes.
Boy. Yeah. Open
questions from chat. So for those of you that are in chat right now, ask questions, and I will answer them in the third segment. They could be funny questions, they could be serious questions, they could be any question. And John is basically going to tabulate questions. And then when we get into the third segment, we're going to answer them.
So literally nothing's off limits.
I mean, whatever. It could be funny. Like, tell me what you think about the sorry-ass Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It could be...
I already got a question about that, actually.
Good.
So we could be national, local, sexual, sports, anything.
It could be
personal.
Politics.
Personal.
You could ask if I like somebody.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Whoa!
You, right? I don't care. The third segment, we want to make it interesting. You could ask anything you want. Do you like...
boxer briefs, questions like that, anything.
Exactly. What do you wear? I like it. See? All right. So that's where we're going in the third segment. Then we're going to remind you again in the second segment. That's where we're going in the third segment. So in the meantime, John is going to be tabulating your questions and saving them for the third segment. What do you think, John?
It should be a fun third segment.
Yeah. Jay Vez was at the wedding also.
Man, what a beautiful wedding.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was shocking to me because Amy was sick and she couldn't make it. And it was shocking how much I saw Vesmar on the dance floor just dancing and dancing.
I mean,
like all the women, nobody could dance alone without Jay Vez.
I did notice that a lot of the moves were...
Okay, I got to mute that.
I just want Amy to listen. And
all the moves...
She'd be like, what? John, you're dancing?
Yeah.
It reminded me of British Dancing with the Stars because that's what he watches. So a lot of it, he's got a lot of British inspiration in his dancing.
There's a lot like the Smiths, like dancing.
That band was really good.
Where did they find them?
Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, but like they were good. They played Taylor Swift. They played everything live. I mean, it was a great night.
You know what? At our table, and I had a bunch of fun people at our table. Ricky Kalinsky, John Kennedy, Phil and Kelly Talon, and we were all betting to see John Vesmar and his mysterious date from Canada. I don't know who that lady was.
Who is that?
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, she barely spoke English.
I know.
Yeah.
But whatever. She was
Those
really
Canadians not speaking English.
She was French. I don't understand French. So
she's from Quebec. So we were all betting on what the first wedding dance was going to be, and you could pick an artist. And so that's what. That's what.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember. I didn't identify the song.
Yeah, but so
what was it? Do you remember?
No.
But first off, Eileen O'Neill and Chase. Could you go through a couple pictures?
Absolutely.
Chase fell in. That's the picture that I will always remember about these two. That was our first date. That was in freshman year of high school. And Eileen is taller than Chase, and Chase was like real small as a kid, and then he blew up to what he is now. He's big now, but
what's he, 6'3" now? 6'2"?
Yeah, probably. But like I was like that in high school too. I was super small until I got in the Navy, really. And Chase blew up right after he quit football, funny enough. But that was our first date. Chase fell in love with her on that day. They never really got together, though they were friends. That was at IU. They both went to IU, and they were real close the whole time. And they have a great friend group too. And
you could tell
they've been together since they were at Knoll, all of them. And then that's the third picture of them being married. And I was very proud of my son that night, honestly. Like to see Chase the girl of his dreams. He really did. He chased her from high school and through college, and they finally got together a couple years ago. And it was the craziest thing. All of a sudden, we started seeing Eileen a lot more at the house. And it's like, hey, Eileen, what's up? And they started dating shortly after that. And we all went to Ireland a year ago to watch Notre Dame play. And I knew that Chase was going to ask her to marry him out there. And they went to the Cliffs of Moher, and Chase asked her to marry him.
The Cliffs of Moher is gorgeous.
Yeah. I didn't go. I was in Dublin the whole time.
It's very romantic.
Did you? You went around Ireland?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did you go to Northern?
Yeah.
Did you?
Kristen's from Ireland, so we did like a
Kristen's
pilgrimage.
family?
Mm-hmm. So I'm from.
She's not from Ireland. She's from.
She has Irish roots, and I have Scottish roots. So we went to Scotland.
When you say she's from Ireland, it's like I expect to hear her accent.
No, she.
The other day, John. Good night, mate. Did you know that John loves British accents?
A dingo ate your baby.
Yeah. Well, it is a British colony. It's a penal colony.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good night, mate.
This was the ceremony.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Judge Marissa.
Beautiful.
It's like an album cover, but it was a really good-looking crew. It was like all young people, and they're all beautiful and in their 20s, and then there was a bunch of people like us.
I've never seen that many people in a wedding party other than on TV.
That was a big-ass
huge wedding party.
Yeah, dude. It was like, by the way, like paying for that wedding party at the rehearsal dinner is no fun. It's like the rehearsal dinner is normally not that expensive. That was my role, and it was friggin'.
And where'd you have it at?
Byway Brewery.
Byway Brewing.
Dude, I would have had it at Cantrell and Cantrell if you guys would have served, Well, because I frequent sponsors, dude. That's how I roll at LOCPOD.
We don't have any dram shop insurance for your Irish crew, sorry. But there was 12 groomsmen and 12 bridesmaids.
The beautiful McDermott ladies. Marissa's dress was super pretty that night.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved it. But that's my sister Nicole on the left. That's my stepmother Lynette. Marissa in the middle. My sister-in-law Christina. That's Tanya, who is technically my aunt, but we don't really talk about that. Yeah, it's Aunt Tanya.
Whoa. Okay.
And that's Lauren, my new sister-in-law. Also, they're beautiful, great. That's Pat, P-A-T.
Dude, he's getting ripped.
Pat is jacked, man.
Yeah, he is.
He changed his life
bulking up
about a year ago and just started working out a lot.
Man.
And like now he's ripped, dude. He could totally kick my ass, but I don't let him know that. And now he's taking boxing at Purdue. I'm like, great. This kid is gonna wail on me because I always have that psychological advantage over your kid.
Yeah.
That you just like have kicked their ass their whole life, right? But he's getting cocky, man.
You're really good at wrestling. I've seen you take people down.
I can do that.
If he's taking boxing, he's not going to be ready for your takedown moves. So you still got him.
I still got him by weight too. That's Byway. We had the back room at Byway Brewery. Did Lindsay forget about our damn show, by the way?
She's fine.
She said a few minutes. It's 15 minutes. So
Dude,
far.
could you text her?
I
guarantee you she forgot.
Your dad looked amazing at the wedding, by the way.
Huh?
Your dad looked amazing.
Yeah, he did. He did look amazing.
He was out there dancing.
I feel bad for
where
him.
is
He
that?
just has a lot of trouble getting around. He does have a lot of trouble now. He's only 75 years old, so I hate to see him limited like that. But it's just the facts of life. That's
It's looking good though.
I know he looks physically, he looks great. It's just when you're talking to him and you watch him shuffling around. Dad had strokes when he was young, and that's really pronounced, like the effects the strokes had on him when he was literally in his 30s and 40s. He had strokes, and now it's like really pronounced. You could see the effects they've had on it.
So at 7:02, Lindsay said I'm going to be a few minutes late. That's the update there.
So that's a few.
Yeah. So can I ask where Kevin's at?
Where is Kevin?
Good point. Kevin's not here.
Yeah.
The Compass is not here.
Compass.
He is in southern Indiana someplace.
Really?
He has work issues.
Oh.
That's me just saying.
He's
on a golf
He's
trip.
on vacation.
It's when I say you have work issues, he's fucking around.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you work 7 days a week, you get
Kevin
a day off
works
or
hard.
2. Yeah, he does.
What's this one?
Yeah.
That's
this one in chat.
Okay, so go back. Okay, you put this one up. That is
which one do you want? This one?
Okay, I made sure that picture was taken. That's a picture, and I put on Facebook. This picture has one in existence. That's all my siblings.
Wow.
Like in one picture, which the hard part about getting all my siblings in one picture is one sibling lives. Well, the two of them are from California, but one of the Californias moved to New York. So I have one sister in New York, one sister in California, and then one sister in Michigan, and then Aaron and Brett here in the region. So for me to get all of my siblings in one picture is a big deal. So that's the one, and the only other time it happened, John, is the next one. That was in my house in California on my high school graduation day. That was the only time. That's Brett in my dad's arms. That's Stephanie.
No way. That's Brett?
That's Brett right there.
Blonde hair back then.
That's Brett. That's
he
Aaron.
dyes his hair.
That's
for
Aaron.
business purposes.
That's Aaron. Nicole is standing above Stephanie. Tina's on my right arm. So that was my high school graduation night. And they flew out to watch my graduation from Hammond, Indiana. They flew to Napa. So
who's the extra kid?
Where's that?
Kid?
I'm looking around.
Right here?
That's Stephanie. That's Stephanie. That's my sister from.
Okay.
She lives in New York now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
The
is
extra
this,
kid.
this
I'm
is Stephanie?
That's
right
Stephanie right there. Right.
I remember. Did she submit a clip for your 50th video?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
remember her.
That's Steph. Yeah. Steph, when I first became mayor, she was around a lot. She was at the inauguration and all that. And then she's been in place. She lived in LA for a while, and now she lives in New York. So, but it was great. Yeah.
Did you cry?
That's my mom.
Did you cry at the ceremony?
I did.
Yeah.
I bawled on Friday night when I gave my speech. I held it together during the speech, and then I started bawling right after. And then on Saturday, I thought it was going to be cool, and I started crying. It was when I saw Eileen. She looked so pretty, and it was like it hit when I saw her walking around the corner with her dad.
It moved you? Yeah.
It moved me. Like it would hit me pretty hard at that point. I was like, holy crap! Like she's my daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Dude,
Eileen beautiful, dude. She's a great young.
She's a great catch. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Chase knocked it out of the park. Like, there's no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, like, she's a great addition to the family. She's just a beautiful person. She's a smart, and she's career driven, and she's lovely, and she came from a great family. So
that's lucky. You can't pick your family.
Yeah, man. And we all get along really well. The O'Neills and McDermotts. And I think, obviously, Irish wedding. It was a big deal to Eileen. That I think obviously her and Chase are both Irish, so that helps a lot.
Got a video here, a little clip.
Yeah.
Oh.
I made sure to get the crowd. Everybody's like going to the eyes. A lot of crying that day. And then there's Ashley. It's just not crying.
There's Kevin.
Levinson's. A lot of LOCPODers. That was a good room. We were at Journeyman Distillery in Valpo. it was really cool.
It was a beautiful one.
I went for a walk with Johnny Law.
Yeah.
At nighttime, we walked around Valparaiso and checking stuff out.
Yeah.
Right in the outskirts of Journeyman Distillery.
Just a walk, huh?
The dangerous streets of Valpo. We were testing
stroll.
out.
Yeah.
We had Aaron.
Yes, he was our bodyguard.
Does it?
No.
Aaron, Cantrell, Tom. Just a walk.
Yep.
Just a walk.
Do your own math.
I'll tell you what.
But I was
sometimes you need
sober
fresh air.
freaking Johnny, right? Johnny Law?
Yeah, you were.
Johnny Law was sober Johnny, too.
Damn straight.
That's why his name is John. But that was, honestly, I went the whole weekend without one alcoholic beverage.
Wow.
That's a big fucking deal, man.
Well, especially you had it at the Byway Brewery and the Journeyman Distillery, so that's extra.
This is my first year of like going hardcore without drinking. And like the biggest test was this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, my son got married and I drank club soda all weekend. It's pretty badass, John. And I know you've been doing this for a long time. You've been doing this for over a decade now, right?
20
years.
Yes.
But you stopped drinking basically.
July
cold turkey.
2nd
I
of
remember.
04.
I remember when he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all laughed a little bit because you were a big drinker at the time.
I was good at it.
You were really good at it.
Thank you.
You were like, you were possessed when you drank. That was good at it. And then Johnny stopped drinking. And we were all like, wow, like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And look at you now, man. And like, honestly, I decided early this year that I was not going to drink anymore. I wasn't like, I don't have a problem with it or anything. I want to make that clear. Everybody thinks I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, no, I just don't like it. It makes me fat and it gives me heartburn. I hate it.
And it just makes you feel terrible the next day.
Gives me heartburn.
It does, John. It makes me fat and gives me heartburn. It's like,
Yeah.
why do people do this? You know, they do it because weed is illegal. Because weed is 1,000 times better than alcohol, in my opinion. Like, and the only reason you can't bust out a joint at Journeyman Distillery is because for the last 100 years we've made everybody think it's like this evil thing. It's not.
And people like Nancy Reagan and all of her followers make it seem like it's bad.
So anyway, we went for a walk.
You look great though. Do you feel great? Do you feel different now that you don't get to drink?
I lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
That's no bullshit.
That's
I
amazing.
was 230 pounds in season 12. Okay. And I am 207 this morning.
Wow.
Wow, man.
That's
That's
a fact.
awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can-
I'm
you
obviously
can tell.
working out, but like it's the booze and I fast every night now. So like,
Can I tell you, like when I saw you at the wedding and how fit you looked, I just assumed it was like I'm losing weight for the wedding.
good point. No, I don't know why. I was honestly like at the end of last year, I felt like a fucking slob. I was just like, and I was getting heartburn every night. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I'm drinking like vodka at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, why am I drinking vodka?
Listen to your body.
Right. And
Yeah.
I would like literally have horrible heartburn in the morning. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I dying? And then I could tell you after a fucking 9 months of not drinking, I could tell you it was the booze. And
Yeah.
I don't even drink that much. I really don't. John, you know me really well. We go out in public.
Yep.
How often do you see me ever drunk?
Not often.
Wait, have you ever?
Drunk?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you drunk. No.
Like, I can tell you since I've been mayor, 20 plus years, I remember one time I was wasted. I remember one time I was in Vegas, by the way. Actually, I remember a couple times.
Sure.
There was a couple times in
Concerts,
French Lick, too.
yeah.
French Lick. Usually it's
Yeah.
either French Lick or Vegas for me, but it's safe places. I'm not going to get wasted in Hammond.
Sure.
You know, like,
But you don't
did you see the mayor last night? He was wasted. Like, you're never going to hear that.
A lot of mayors would be getting wasted at Festival of the Lakes, their own festival. You don't get drunk at those.
I didn't drink at all. I didn't have one alcoholic beverage at the fest this year.
Wow.
Not one alcoholic beverage. I was drinking water the whole time. So like I changed my stripes, Johnny Law.
Yeah.
I
Good
did.
for you.
Like that was you, man. That's you inspired me.
20 years later.
You and that freaking horrible heartburn. What's that, John?
3 non-drink. I don't drink.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've never, yeah.
Have you tried those alcohol suppositories?
No.
You can.
I don't miss it, man.
No.
Alcohol suppositories?
Mhm.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, you just
Rubbing?
you drink through your butt, and then like it absorbs. The
That's
alcohol
awkward in
there,
a bar.
and then it gets past your stomach, and then
It's like, excuse me, why are you taking your pants off and sticking a
Marissa,
bottle
can
up
you
your
give
ass?
Me, can you give me the funnel out of your purse? But you bypass the stomach, and it would relieve the heartburn. So it's actually a loophole.
Yeah,
if you want to try
I'm
it.
just gonna keep doing
It's a
what
hole.
I'm doing.
Yeah. Or you could smoke weed. You know those. Yeah. If you don't like the heartburn that alcohol gives you, you could do alcohol suppositories or THC.
Hey, John, we got a picture of our walk on there in the notes. This is a funny picture. You see the one with me and I'm putting my coat on Christina, and then Johnny took the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was
Jeez.
cold and we were walking, and Christina was freezing because she was dressed beautifully and she had no coat on, and that was my sister-in-law Lauren and Aaron, and Christina was like, I'm freezing. Aaron, could I have your coat? And Aaron's like, doesn't have his coat. So I was a good gentleman.
What a gentleman.
And I put my coat, and there's Aaron in the background, embarrassed because I'm taking care of his wife, and he's not doing his manly job. So
they went on the walk, too.
Yeah, we went on a walk at Valpo. It was Popcorn Fest at nighttime.
Oh, that's right.
It was beautiful.
Popcorn Fest?
No, the
you
weather.
went to the fucking Popcorn Fest?
No.
Oh,
I went last year.
I'm just messing. Did you?
Yeah.
I've never been to the Popcorn Fest.
Well, they have a parade,
Speaking
and
of drinking.
That fucking fest is a fest.
It's just a big drunk fest, man, from what I remember.
There's a lot of kid stuff. There's a lot of.
I mean, a fest. The thing, honestly, Valpo's beautiful, though. They do a good job out there.
Yeah, they do. It's perfect.
It really is. And Journeyman is cool, too, man.
They got a bunch of good restaurants to go to.
I was told I was a MILF.
Really?
I'm like, fuck yeah, right?
That's interesting.
That's interesting, being a MILF.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, Mayor, I'd like to F. And I'm like, okay, it
What?
still works for me. Mayor, MILF.
Who said it?
Oh, wow, that's great.
Marissa.
Mayor, I'd like...
I mean, it counts.
It does. I thought it was a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I wish, it was Marissa. I'm not even going to say anything else before I get myself in trouble. I was very happy to hear that.
well,
Did she come up with that?
She did.
Marissa, that's pretty
think-
good.
I
Props.
Thank you. By the way, I was looking good, though. I had that new suit on. I was looking good. Nobody says anything. I thought I was looking good, whatever.
I still have problems with the fact that you would be a MILF. Like, there has to be some other word other than mayor.
They were being funny. She was being funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe she was just horny. I don't know.
Whoa.
I mean,
Sometimes that happens.
I
Hello.
saw
She's
you
in
in.
chat.
Marissa's like, stop talking now.
You look good.
Oh, look at that. I got a text from Marissa.
You look good in your tux. So
Thank you.
Do you blame her?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't blame her at all.
No.
Okay, by the way, another thing I was dealing with, because the Notre Dame freaking lost a I'm not even going to say heartbreaker. It's the dumbest bullshit that we've become accustomed to with this coach. Notre Dame blowing a game that they should not blow. And right in the middle of my kid's wedding.
Were you kind of embarrassed because of who they lost to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not embarrassed. I'm mad because they just got done beating an SEC team on the road, and then they play NIU at home. NIU has no business being in a ball game with Notre Dame, and they just blew it. They played like shit.
I feel like they were chosen so Notre Dame could kick their butt in the home opener, and they got smoked.
They did.
I feel bad for mentioning it to you at your son's wedding. Cause,
People were.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, hey, let's talk about Notre Dame blowing it out their ass. And I'm like, thanks. I appreciate that. Let's dive into the details, right? And so I could get totally pissed off at my kid's wedding.
Well, see, I was being kind of diplomatic. I said, hey, is Notre Dame winning? And you're like, you're funny.
Yeah.
So I knew the answer.
I always know what's going on with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And it was, Smitty had this phone with those new Androids that you flip open, and it's like a small little TV. And we were watching the game in Smitty's palm. And his basically opened his palm up, and it's like a little TV was sitting in his hand. And I was just sitting there watching Notre Dame play like shit. And I was like totally distracted. And I wasn't trying to be distracted, but I was. Because I was like, I can't fucking believe this.
You were in shock?
I was just like, I can't fucking believe this. And I've become accustomed to, it was Marshall last year. Hey, what's up, Linz? It was Marshall last year. The year before, it was another like blow out your ass game. And it was just ridiculous. What's up, babe?
Hello.
Welcome.
You okay?
I've had a hell of a morning.
Good to
She's
see
still
you.
hungover from the wedding.
I thought you forgot about us.
No. Well, I've experienced more this morning than I think most people who was listening to this radio show have at
I
all
imagine.
today. So
Because most of us just woke up.
Well,
In scrubs and
yeah.
all.
I've been working all evening.
Yeah?
And,
Did somebody throw up on you?
No.
Oh,
I smell the blood and vomit.
I smelled the blood and vomit. We got the
Smell
show
blood.
title.
It's
Thank you,
just
Lindsay.
blood, okay?
That is number 7.
It's just blood. It's
Best
okay.
Bar always has a knack for getting those show titles out.
Yeah.
I smell the blood and vomit.
Featuring John.
Thank you. Good to be here. Yeah.
We had the stupidest show title names. I'll never forget the one when John, the end of the season, I don't even think he thought of it like, did you think of it like that?
No,
John?
I did not.
When he names it Go Fuck Yourself. And it was up for like 3 months because it was our long break. It was 2 months. Like that was the show title everybody would see when they come to
He was
LOCPOD.
probably trying to make extra money doing a pop-up pod, and he
Wait.
gets a couple extra grand.
So
in
wait,
his
I
pocket.
walk in here and you guys are talking about football?
Notre Dame. And we were talking about the wedding,
You are
Lindsay.
in desperate need for me to be here.
No, we were talking about the wedding the whole time. You should have been here for that.
You know, actually, before we did like our main entrance for like the whole bridal party, we were watching the Notre Dame. All of us were like huddled in a circle watching them mess up that last. What was it? I don't know.
The last second field goal.
Field goal, yeah.
We
And
were
how
about
bad
to
it
get
was.
introduced, and then as soon as it got blocked, they introduced us.
They were like, "All right, and now announcing," and all of us were like,
True story. I was so.
They were telling us not to tell Chase, but then Chase, of
He
course,
knew
he's
exactly
already
what was
watching.
going on. Yeah,
So everyone's peeking on their phones.
Yeah.
It seems like every wedding there's a football game going on, and everyone's distracted.
Yeah, Chase knew his wedding was on NIU.
I'm sure he was still in great spirits, though.
He was. I wasn't in as great a spirits I could have been because it did knock me off my my axis.
Didn't ruin the
It
wedding for me.
didn't stop though.
No.
Dad he danced twice. I saw.
I danced a few times.
Which is
Yes.
unlike him.
I danced.
Whoa.
No,
To what
yeah.
songs?
Happy
Taylor
songs.
Swift.
Taylor's, yes.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
And
Yeah, I was singing the words.
there was,
with
uh,
Ashley, which
Weird.
is classic. I know it is weird. I'm a
What-
grown ass man.
what
I'm
they-
not supposed to be doing that.
they played Your and Marissa's song by R.
Yeah.
Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Not
yeah,
R.
no.
Kelly.
Mhm.
No, they played.
At last.
Yes.
That's
That's
the
as
song.
high as he goes.
At
No.
last.
He sang it wrong, but-
That's,
You know that song?
that's debatable.
What's that? Yeah. At last.
I've seen you higher.
Aretha Franklin?
Yes.
Aretha, is it?
I don't
should
think
know this.
Aretha.
No, it's
it's-
At Last is what is it?
Oh my
Etta
God, Marissa's
James.
gonna kill me.
Okay.
Wait, that was your
Etta
wedding
James.
song?
Etta James.
Yes.
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 That's her. Yeah. Etta James.
Yeah.
That's the song. At last. It's a nice song,
That's
and we hear
their
it a
wedding
lot.
song.
And it's funny every time we hear it. Marissa goes, "It's our wedding song," and she starts dancing with me every time. We'll be in the middle of like wherever, and then she'll like, and I'm totally
See,
embarrassed
So she's a
about dancing.
romantic, you know.
I'm totally like not confident dancer. That's my problem.
Well, when they did that song, they were doing the anniversary dance where they would dismiss you
Oh, yeah.
by years that
Oh,
you've
yeah.
been married. And so Brian and I finally we got to participate in this
Oh.
because we've gone to a wedding
but
now.
like people were blowing off the rules on that.
And we got dismissed like immediately because
Because
they
you're,
went
like,
from
1
1
year.
year to 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we're at 4. So,
But
we
like
went
there
off
was
in the
people out there
sidelines
that
and
weren't even
danced.
married. We were like, "You're not married. And you're out here at the whatever." But it was a great night. It was a wonderful wedding. I'm super happy that Eileen's part of our family because she's lovely. And
She threw a hell of a party. I know Chase had nothing to do with that wedding. That
well, no,
was all
I'm
her.
sure the details were definitely her.
Yeah.
I definitely.
She's
think
very
that.
detail oriented. It's pretty. it's
Chase
nice
even
to have.
acknowledged that.
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
in one of his speeches, yeah, for
he
sure.
was like, "Thank you, Eileen, for putting in
Throwing
amazing."
a hell of a
Yeah.
party.
It was a great party,
It
yeah.
was great. Yeah. It was,
You know, John, I saw you, but you didn't say hi to me.
I talked to your husband twice.
we went for a walk.
You
Oh, he went for a walk too.
you were
John.
yes.
Oh, John.
Yeah, of course. John
Brian-
went for a walk. I mean, come
Brian
on.
did not.
John is a
accompany
walker.
them on the
John.
walk.
No, he we phoned him. I saw you twice. You were encircled by a barrage of family members.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we had a lot of family members in town.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I want to ask John one question in the
And
next
then I gotta-
segment
then I
before he
gotta roll.
leaves.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
let's do the first set of ads right now.
Okay.
And then I want John to be here for definitely one part of the next segment. It's
Okay.
the part about the school shooter in Georgia.
Yes.
Parents getting charged because that's the second time recently that parents are getting charged. I want to talk to you about that.
For sure.
All right. So, and don't forget, we're doing in the third segment, we're taking questions. Are we getting questions written to you, John?
We are.
Good.
Yep.
So
Yes.
we're taking any question you have. We're going to answer them in the third segment. It could be stupid questions like,
yeah, ask me questions.
Mhm.
yes. So like give them to
Say,
John
what's
and John
this
will pull them up.
rash and send a picture. and I
Okay.
will
Yeah.
Yes.
You could do that
Yeah.
too. If
For
you-
real?
Like, yeah. You
Oh,
know?
nice.
I don't want to
So-
see your rash, John.
Yeah, I don't want
Because
yeah,
Dr.
John.
Mike won't respond to my my text anymore.
All right. So because he's retired. All right, let's go ahead and do the first set of ads. Powering Indiana Lake County is our premier studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. Are you thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or does your business have plans to break ground on a new project? Don't leave important projects in the wrong hands. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today to ensure your project's in the hands of skilled professionals who deliver on time and on budget. Find your electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. The Branding Room Floor. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, The Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room floor will set your business and organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit brandingroomfloor.com today.
You sounded really excited, John.
Thank you.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestimer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestimer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestimer Insurance Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or his son Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. That's 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia. ¡Yeah! De todo corazón.
Kuklakis Law. Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need help buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Forming a new business? Call Kuklakis Law. Injured in a car crash or at work? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law. Hablamos Español.
When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and in the Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch economic expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. For more information, check out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511. Thank you to our sponsors. All right, John. So this to me is interesting because obviously our country is plagued with gun violence, and over the years, we've become accustomed so much to school shootings that they're hardly even news anymore. We had this most recent school shooting in Georgia, and it didn't even make the front page in many papers across the country.
No, when I saw it on the news, I was like, yeah, sounds about right.
And it was a bad one, too. That was definitely four
Two
deaths?
teachers, two students.
Right.
Horrible.
Recently,
as a former teacher, even, I feel like it should hit me hard, but it's become such old news.
it sucks, man.
It's devastating.
So this one is particularly bad because it seems like in this one, dad and mom are getting divorced. Dad gets evicted. A lot of shit's going wrong. The little kid is picked on at school. He's a 14-year-old kid. Plays video games constantly. He's a loner. He has easy access to guns because dad's a gun freak. Dad's got guns everywhere. He teaches his son how to hunt and shoot.
He named his kid Colt.
He named his kid Colt. The kid just killed his first deer last year. Dad shows total pride in him. He put the blood on his face and all that stuff. Well, and then he's shocked. By the way, hold on, Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
The kid, had some threat that he made through the video game.
Yeah, like a couple years ago, right?
What was that system called, John? I know you know this.
Discord.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a threat on Discord.
And the cops, I saw the footage from the cam that they wear, the police officers, when they went
followed
and
it
talked
up.
to him, and he was like, no, I had no idea where this came from.
Right. So the dad is covering for the kid, and he's like, I'll kick this kid's ass if anything like that happens. Shortly after this, the kid is cleared in making the threat on Discord. Dad buys him an automatic weapon.
For Christmas.
There you go, son, an automatic weapon. And shortly after, by an automatic weapon, he takes it to school and kills 4 people.
The FBI is at your house, and they're interviewing your kid about threats he made on a video game system that you bought him and that you know he uses, and then you buy him an assault rifle.
Right.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Of course he's on the hook
dumb.
for this. I mean,
So now, so the dad's been charged, which is like an accomplice kind of, right?
for sure.
And this is similar to a recent case out of Michigan where the parents were charged, and it's similarly like horrifying set of facts where the parents are just ignorant and basically supplying the kid with guns unintentionally just by being negligent, and the kid takes a gun, kills a bunch of people at school.
Well, there was also another incident. Well, of course, the kid was much younger, but when that kindergarten student brought a gun to school and shot his teacher,
parents got charged.
the parents got charged as well.
So this seems
but
to be.
he was a kindergartner, so like you can't throw him in jail.
So that's
Is this like the new
recklessness.
angle? Like it seems like to combat school shootings and stuff like this, to go after the parents.
Well, I think they're assessing, law enforcement and prosecutors are assessing the parent's culpability. If you leave a gun and your kindergartner takes the gun to school because you left it out, you're on the hook for that. That's reckless. That's terrible. But it's not murder. But if you know,
I agree, it's not murder, but you can shame the family basically, like
Well,
by destroying a family name. Like if something, because we haven't seen that locally, John. Have you seen that locally?
Not yet. God,
I haven't.
God
I haven't
forbid.
either. But
Well,
like,
I think it puts that responsibility on the parents, which I think is kind of long
Agree,
overdue.
Lindsay.
Because as a teacher, when I used to
Lindsay,
teach,
there's no
my-
way in hell you're going to shoot up a school. Patrick's going to shoot up a school. Chase is going to shoot up a school. There's no way that's going to happen. Tommy's going to shoot up a school. What I'm saying is I'm comfortable knowing that if you do shoot up a school, I'm going to get some heat for it because I'm your parent.
yeah.
There's no liability like that. We don't hold parents accountable at all for their kids, even though parents act grossly negligent in a lot of cases.
But if you think that they might do something and then you give them an assault rifle, you could be on the hook for murder. Just like if you, it's no different than somebody saying, "Hey, one of my neighbors has this huge safe in his basement. He's got guns and money. You should go in there." And you draw the person a map. They go into the house and they kill the guy. You're on the hook for it. You facilitated a murder.
I agree with you.
So
Or if you drive somebody to a bank, they rob the bank, and then they kill somebody getting out, and you're just a driver, you're on the hook for murder.
you're just as guilty as a trigger man in
But
the state of
also,
Indiana
like,
and most states.
What do you think? Do you think this just came out of like people just being sick of these school shootings?
Yeah.
Because I mean, Columbine happened. We didn't charge their parents.
Agree with you.
You know,
Agree,
That
Lindsay.
was,
But
like,
like
20
that's
years
the
ago,
whole purpose
but,
of this segment, Lindsay.
like,
is
what
it
was
seems
the
like
change?
I
When did we
think-
suddenly become fed up with kids dying
They're
because we had
sending
Sandy
messages.
Hook and nothing happened?
They're sending messages to parents to act differently.
Yes.
Don't leave your guns out where a
Deterrence,
kindergartner
right?
could take the gun to school. Don't
That's right.
buy your
Deterrence.
kid. Yes, for
it's
sure.
and we're starting to notice this with drug cases too, John.
Yes.
I see locally when we have an overdose, unfortunately, we see them too much.
Yes.
And now when we have
Go after the
overdoses,
dealer.
the cops are getting into the cell phone. Give me the person that died cell phone, and you dig into the cell phone for
To
text
see
messages.
who provided
Who
the
gave them that
fentanyl.
drugs, and then you charge them with the crime.
They're looking
That's
at
how
a
you-
minimum of 20.
That's how you solve these issues.
Yes.
You go after the parents.
You got to get to the root.
Force
of the
them to be a
problem.
fucking dad, man.
Yes.
You know, the Colt's dad. Sorry, sucker, you're going to jail.
Be more
And
an
shame
active
their
parent.
family.
Yes.
That's how you do it, man. You gotta. It's like old-fashioned shaming. You
Yes.
know. Yeah, I hate to say it, Linz. If one of you guys shoot up a school under my scenario,
us
the
would say
McDermott family would be shamed.
None of us would do it.
I agree with you because we were good parents in raising you,
Well,
babe.
yeah, and we don't have like those intense mental issues, but also like in the immediate aftermath of this school shooting, there was like, weren't there issues with like the majority of the family like reacting really strangely on the internet, like coming to this kid's defense and stuff?
Thank you,
And
John.
It seems that there's like this overlying issue within the family itself. See ya.
See you, JC.
Say, Johnny's in trial right now. Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
Peace out,
Yeah,
buddy.
did you guys see the grandpa came out and said, you know, I get people make their own choices, but this poor kid was driven to this. The
Yeah.
abuse he
Dude,
endured every
that's
day
true,
from his
man.
dad.
But like,
yeah,
well, he got beat up at school too.
that, yeah.
They said that he was constantly picked on at school.
Bullying
and if
definitely
he has,
plays a big part in that.
oh my God,
situation.
Lindsay, I feel so bad for anybody.
Why
that
do
has
you
to deal
think they
with
go
that.
to the school to do it? You know, like it's because the school is the source
Right.
of a lot of their pain.
Right.
Well, he's not going to kill his dad. A dad's a powerful figure in his family. So
Did you ever, when you were a teacher, did you ever feel like that could happen? Like, were there students that gave you the creeps?
You know, that's a really interesting question that not a lot of people want to ask me about.
Because you're
but
not in that line of work anymore.
Well,
you can
not
answer
anymore. But I've worked in it for 6 years,
Mhm.
and if there was one kid, actually, okay, so I do have.
We're not
one-
saying names, obviously.
I'm not saying names, but I
Because
do
then we'll
have a
get sued and
student
Kevin
who's
will be
in
really
jail.
pissed at us.
I
You-
have a student who's in jail for murder.
Yeah.
And I
That
knew
sucks.
when I met him. Like,
Really? You
I was
knew
like,
that-
yeah.
Really? You knew that something may happen.
It was
one
after
day?
I left education.
Right.
But I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Did you think when you met him that there's possibility that this is
That
not a
he'd
good kid?
I mean, it's really hard to blame the kid in that kind of scenario because, I mean, as a teacher, I try to get on level with my kids as much as possible. That makes you an effective educator and a leader and somebody who can guide these kids. Unfortunately, that's really difficult to do when you got 38 kids in a classroom, and some kids are just real resistant to authority figures. And there's just some people you can't get through to, and he was one of those people. I feel really bad about it, but it starts at home.
Okay.
You know?
All right, we got some issues we want to try to get through during this segment. I know John put up a couple. Dick Cheney to vote for Kamala.
Yeah, shifting gears.
Yeah, this is definitely shifting
That
gears.
guy's still around?
He's
I thought he died.
It's weird how things change because when he was the vice president, the left, people in my party, hated him, thought he was the devil.
I still don't really like him.
But what I'm saying is it's interesting because now his daughter, Liz Cheney, is loved by the left because she has the balls to stand up to Donald Trump, and her dad is being a loyal father and defending his daughter, and announced publicly, and he's a big-time Republican, man, that he's not voting for Trump for president. He's voting.
So he didn't say this. His daughter said it for him?
So she said it at an event, and then a press release was issued the next day by Cheney saying he is indeed voting for Kamala.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Does the
Fuck
left
him.
like
I know,
Liz
John.
Cheney?
I know,
I feel
John.
like there was some like controversy regarding Liz Cheney, and the left were like, whoa, kind of.
I
don't know. I've heard mixed things about her. I'm not.
Well,
too
no,
familiar.
I mean she
No, but I'm sorry. By my remark a second ago was because I don't get. Look, if you're a Republican and you don't like Trump, fine. But to vote for a Dem, vote for Kamala, it just seems odd. Like someone like
I voted for
Cheney-
Republicans before, John.
No, and I voted for Democrats.
And I'm a
just
big
saying,
time
like, someone
Democrat.
Like
I'm a
Cheney-
big time Democrat. I tell you, nobody gets to see the way I vote. And I voted for Republicans in shocking races before. Okay, so like, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm an American first, and I think that's where Dick Cheney's coming from. I think that's where Liz Cheney's coming from. Is I'm an American, and they think that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. So like, what's wrong with that? I think he's got balls for saying this out loud because he's getting beat up by his party. I'm sure.
He's
that's
not
what I'm
politically
saying.
active anymore, right?
No,
he's
he's
just
retired
chilling at
vice
home.
president. Yeah, he's like that. He's like that would be like Bill Clinton, or somebody like that in the Democrat saying I'm not voting for Kamala. I mean, that's a big story, man.
Yeah.
Right, John?
Yes, it's huge. And I just still don't get why he wouldn't say something like, you know what? There's no way I can vote for Trump. I'm not voting this election.
Okay.
Instead, he goes
I'm
way
voting
over
for Kamala.
Yeah.
Okay. He hates her. He hates. But by the way, if Lindsay was an elected official and the president of the United States ruined her career, I would hate him.
Listen to this quote. This is from the press release from Dick Cheney. In our nation's 248-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. Wow.
Because
Strong. Those are 5 words.
Dude, I was reading yesterday about Trump talking about if I get in there, I'm going to put people in jail. All these people have to worry. And I was thinking to myself, his messaging is so negative and scary. Like, there's no possible way he could win this race, John. There's no possible way. Because there's people in the middle that are listening to his messaging. It's all retribution. I am going to get even with her. I am going to change this. It's just like, you have to be a really negative person to vote for Donald Trump. You have to just think this country's ruined. And I don't really feel like the country's ruined. I feel like Joe Biden was heading us for the next 4 years. It would have been the wrong choice. I felt like that. But there's things about our country I don't love.
I'm just concerned that if Kamala Harris wins this next election, we're just going to keep having Donald Trump running until he gets his second term.
That's
and we're
interesting.
just stuck with him forever.
I don't know.
I
I
agree.
think if
I
he
think this is
loses
it.
this, it's over.
I agree
Yeah.
with John. He's too old.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the Republican Party's going to ditch him. They're not going to stick with him a third time.
Did you guys are probably not. This is a really weird side of TikTok where you've got a lot of these like astrologers, or, the people who like the zodiac and stuff.
Yes.
And they read birth charts and things. And apparently something real catastrophic happens to Donald Trump, apparently, according to his birth chart in September. So everyone's just like, what's it going to be?
Really?
Is he going to fall? Is he going to get sick?
That's kind of scary.
Some people think that he's going to say something and lose, or, mess up significantly. But like it basically, they're saying that like his career ends in September.
Okay.
So,
in my mind, he has messed up significantly the past couple weeks.
Yeah, he definitely has been
He's
on
changed his
bit of
positions
a
on so many
bender.
things.
Well, say it, John. Like he changed his position on marijuana, right?
Where did that come from?
I didn't
did
put that in.
I'm asking a question.
What?
Where did that come from with Trump?
I don't know.
He just switches
Because you know what? I mean,
Desperation.
let's all take a step back. He's trying to win the presidency. He knows that the middle is going to decide the election, right? And there's
trying
a
to
strong
appeal to as many people
That's
as possible.
right. People in the middle, I guarantee you, independent people haven't made a decision on who they're going to vote for president. If you ask them their opinion on marijuana, 75% of them are pro weed. I guarantee
or
you.
they don't have an opinion whatsoever.
Or 75% of them, I think, are yes, this makes sense to
They're
legalize
not
it.
anti-weed.
So basically, I think this is an appeal to those voters. Like, hey, I'm going to legalize weed.
He's going to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks and hopes it helps him win.
At what cost, though? Like you gain some, but you lose your base.
Why would you bail on him because he supports marijuana? I mean, to me, I'll be honest with you, I don't hear this from my party. I think Kamala totally does because she comes from California.
Yeah.
But
I'm bailing on him because he's completely did a 180 the past couple weeks.
He's flip-flopping.
Pro-abortion, pro-immigration,
so what are you going to do?
pro-marijuana,
when did he
pro-gay
become
marriage.
pro-abortion?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't read I don't follow it.
Yeah,
so.
he changed the Supreme Court.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean pro-abortion.
Yeah, last week he came out and said, my feeling is 6 weeks is not enough time to have an abortion. It needs to be longer.
Gotcha. I'm
so
sorry.
wait,
What the
so
hell?
he flipped Roe v. Wade, and then he's like,
Yeah, right.
oh, okay, yeah, that would.
Well, he didn't flip Roe v. Wade.
That's
He
good.
did.
Well, he put his voice behind it.
He did. He changed the Supreme Court,
That's
and
gonna,
now he's trying to have it both ways.
That's gonna. I think more than weed, I think that's gonna piss off a lot of his religious voters because they're very anti-abortion.
I agree with Lindsay on that. I think that'll be more if he turns his back on being pro-life. I agree with Lindsay. That's the kind of thing. And John, you agree with that, right?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I think that was your point. Is that you know, like he may be trying to get the middle ground voters, but now he's alienating the people who got him the presidency in the first place.
Let me put it like this, okay? That
is a weird strategy.
And JD Vance has come out and said Trump will veto a federal abortion ban.
Right.
What is going on? So let me put it this way.
That's bad politics, John. They're playing politics.
There's a big part of his base that thinks Jesus himself turned his head at that podium when he was shot at.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around and tells that same base.
Right. That's a good point, man.
6 weeks is not long enough to have an abortion.
Just kidding.
He
bro.
is. It's like he's trying to lose
But
this
a
thing.
federal abortion ban is draconian, John. That's like, think about it. 4 years ago, Roe versus Wade was the law of the land. And you're talking within 4 years, a presidential candidate making a total ban in the country? Come on, man.
No, but how many years
That's
before Roe v.
draconian.
Wade was
That's
I would
draconian.
still, I mean,
abortion
if I
not
were,
legal?
You know,
So
one of the main voters. I talked to a lot of people of different political backgrounds at work. Most of them are older, so most of them tend to be more conservative leaning. And a majority of them who are conservative are very much against abortion. They like to tell me about it because they're in healthcare and they think that I know everything about it. And so, yeah, that's probably...
All right, we got one more topic I want to cover before. And I want to remind everybody again, we're going to be taking questions in the third segment. Okay.
Yeah, we got to get to that. And we have some questions.
What's that?
Go on
You
up
seem
there.
lonely.
I don't care. You can come
Come
over
up
here. But did you see that clip, Black Kamala versus White Kamala, John?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like that?
Yes.
So this is interesting because I banged on Brian Kelly, former Notre Dame football coach, for doing this kind of shit when Brian Kelly he was here in the Midwest his whole career, and he talked normally, and then he gets hired by LSU, and he goes down there to LSU, and the first speech he gives publicly, he's like, "How y'all doing?" when he's down there acting like he's from the South. It's like, you're a dickhead,
It's
right?
called code switching.
Right. So he's like, "Yo, thanks for hiring me, y'all," and then I saw this clip, and it reminded me, and in the interest of fairness, because I am pro Kamala, I'm voting for her, I'm proud of her, I think she's going to be a great president, but in the interest of fairness, I put this on there for John, because it is a
Just
valid
for you,
dig.
John.
It's a valid dig at her. And this is a TikTok I saw. It shows how she campaigns when she's in front of an African-American audience and how she campaigns in front of a white audience. And it's basically the same exact speech. So,
Okay, the first one is Black Kamala.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. You better thank unions for that 5-day work week. Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time.
that's
Wow.
the same speech.
I mean, I'm gonna make an argument here.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of politicians speak in my day, and I would say that a good majority of them do that code switching to appeal to their audience. I feel like that's just standard for politics.
Well, I didn't
I'm not
do
going
it.
to act shocked for this because I've seen this done so many times in the past.
Well, I've campaigned in southern Indiana and northern Indiana and all points in between. And I could tell you maybe I should have done this because I didn't do it. And people would tell me my accent sounds funny. So maybe I should have been like, hey, y'all, how y'all doing when I was down south, and I didn't. And I lost. So maybe she's onto something that I should probably be emulating. But it's clearly the same speech. Clearly.
Go to Cedar Lake and drop that southern accent.
I'm like,
sure
hey,
it'd
y'all,
work.
my name is Mayor Tom, y'all. And, it didn't work. It would
go
be
south of
insincere.
30, you
That's
can
not how
drop
I
the
roll,
twang.
unfortunately. But, all right, let's go ahead and bounce, do some ads, and then we'll come back in the third segment, and we're going to talk about what you want to talk about. Okay?
We got quite a few questions, so let's
a lot
get
of
to
them,
it.
I saw
So-
a lot of the questions have to do with the traffic
Okay.
in
No,
downtown Hammond.
There's some you missed, Lindsay, by coming in late. There's some good ones.
Oh,
Okay,
excellent.
let's go.
Good.
Let's do some ads first. Start with Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, that was premature, their experienced team led by Rick Waltensberger combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Hammond and Munster, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Oh, we're really struggling without Kevin, huh? Anyway, no need to dress up. It's a casual place. Bring the whole family. We have plenty of space. A hidden gem in Hammond. You don't have to drive far. Delicious food, great service, and yes, a full bar. Try our homemade pizza chips, Italian beef, sausage, marinara, and more. We have delicious pizza, pasta, and Italian foods galore. Don't go where they don't remember you. It's just not the same. Come to Frankie V's where everyone really knows your name. Visit us today at thefrankieV's.com for daily specials, full menu, and hours.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? If so, give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day, even today,
Right now.
like Johnny at Law, running off to court, off of LOCPOD. Call John Cantrell at 219-5544-LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Calumet Brewing. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer brewed for those who understand it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a crisp, refreshing finish. With Michelob Ultras, there's no better time to crack open a cold one. Head over to Cal Brew or Michelob Ultra social media for info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly. When people order Michelob Ultras at the bar, I overhear them. A lot of them say Mick Ultras.
And cultures.
Mick Ultras, like they were Irish, but that makes me think of MK Ultra, and I'm like, CIA, brainwashing.
Okay.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready, Tom?
Yes, sir.
All right,
All right. So we are answering questions from chat. We love our
I'm
audience.
gonna kick my
We
legs up for
appreciate
this.
we appreciate chat, and we don't pay enough attention to them. And we do like having a big chat audience. And there's people that are in chat all the time. So we're gonna make you part of the show. And if this is a good segment, we'll keep doing it because I like this is sort of like at WJLB when we did the open caller. You would call in and we would answer your questions.
Love
so
that.
let's go ahead and
Yeah.
answer questions from chat.
And I'm moving these questions off the shared screen, so Tom can't even see these in advance.
Well, they
fine
were
with
too
that.
small for
Okay.
us to see anyway.
I'm fine with
even
that.
myself.
Let's go.
Here we go.
I'm
Soft-
turning off. Hey, listen.
Wow.
Notepad is off. Let's
Here
go.
we go. All right, softball here. Let's get it started.
Oh,
sure.
This was actually a statement, but I'm going to turn it into a question.
Sure.
Looking good, Tom. I thought you were on Ozempic. No
like
Ozempic for you, right?
No, sir. I would never be able to give myself a shot. But
No, really? It's very tiny.
I know, babe.
Is it every
I
day?
know.
It is every day.
I thought Ozempic was once a week.
Oh.
It depends, I guess, on the
Because
type.
I have friends on Ozempic.
Well,
Okay.
Ozempic and then is a type of semaglutide medication, and some people take those daily. I've never had Ozempic at work to give, but I know some of them are dailies and some of them are weeklies.
Whoa.
With me, honestly, on January 1st this year, I started a resolution, and I'm still doing it.
What is that?
It
No
was
alcohol?
Fasting was the first part of it.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent, and I swore, and
Brian
I didn't
does
think
that too. I used to do it.
I didn't think I'd be able to do 13 hours a day, and so I would set it. That's the lowest fast you can do. So I started doing 13 hours, and I knew friends of mine that would do 14, 15, 16, 17 hours.
No eating?
Yeah, and I'd be like, how
And
the
the
hell
rest
do you
of the
do
time
that?
you eat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, and you eat in a window, right? And then I've gotten to the point now where I could do 15, 16 hours easy of fasting. So I started that January 1st, and I've done it 98% of this year, every day. And then I gave up booze also.
Which probably helps.
90, I've had a couple drinks this year. I'm not an alcoholic.
He had a drink at the wedding.
No, I didn't.
No,
Not
what
one.
drink?
No.
Not a single one?
Not a single one all
Son,
weekend.
your oldest son's wedding.
No,
No.
not all weekend.
Not even a celebratory little
But I did take a walk with John Cantrell.
take a walk. Okay.
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 Next question. So no Ozempic for Tom.
No.
Well,
Ozempic.
I would say when I was doing intermittent fasting, I only ate for an 8-hour period of the day.
Yeah,
so I
that's
was
what
at
I'm
the
doing.
16-hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
That worked really well
It's
for
great.
me. But, I'm working
great.
12 hours.
I know.
So I got
But that's
before
so
and
no.
after.
I went from 230 down to I'm 207 right now. So
Very cool. Very
Thanks.
cool. Congrats, Dad.
thank you.
No,
Nice
Ozempic
question.
here.
I like these questions that let me.
Please compliment me more.
Yeah. Right. What do we got?
Who's going to win in the presidential debate tonight? That's from Deanna.
What do you think, Linz?
Oh, Kamala.
Why do you think that?
She's
I'm just-
based on the speaking cadences and skills of the people that are involved. I like her speech.
I
more.
think Kamala's going to win because she was a
She's
prosecutor.
succinct. She's really good at communicating.
She was a attorney general in California, a senator, but she's a trial lawyer, man.
But also, I don't think it really matters because we've known that Trump, when it comes to formal debates and speeches, he doesn't do well, but his fan base still
True story.
votes for him. So why are we even doing it?
And they're turning off the microphones tonight, so when they're done speaking,
that's gonna be real spicy. I can't
when
wait.
when they turn, so
He's
when they're
gonna be
done
so
speaking,
mad.
basically, they're not going to hear what he says. He's going to be shouting basically to try to get it on TV. But I think Kamala, in her trial lawyer experience, being the DA
that
and
definitely plays in her favor.
being the DA in San Francisco, being the Attorney General in California, that tells me that she's a skilled orator, and I think she's going to tear his ass up. I do. But he's a counterpuncher. He'll do his Trump stuff. What do you think, John?
I couldn't disagree more. And
Okay.
this is not a criticism of Kamala. It's just a fact that I've noticed. She's terrible, abysmal at question and answer time.
Okay.
Abysmal.
Well,
That's why
she
she
did-
hasn't done an interview since she was, here she is, presidential
Attorney
candidate.
General.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
She
find
hasn't-
out. The good news is we don't have to wait long, right?
We won't have to wait long, and we'll talk about it on Friday for sure.
All right. Where are we going next?
Next question.
Keep them coming, by the way. We'll do
yeah.
this
I'll do this forever
until we get sick of it.
I do have to go home to sleep at some point.
Sure.
Okay. Let's do a local one.
Sure.
This is from longtime listener
Mhm.
John Bowditch.
Okay.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
John.
Would the
He's
mayor
always on.
consider...
He's a retired Chicago
Yeah.
police officer, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
John Bowditch.
Would the mayor consider walking the docks at the Hammond Marina to personally see the improvements that are needed?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. I love the docks. I'll go too.
All right.
But like,
Do you want him or me?
I'm
I'm really enthusiastic about
I think
boats.
he wants the mayor.
I think he wants
yeah.
mayor.
But
Can
I
I
would
come
do it,
too?
but I don't know much about docks. I wouldn't know anything about.
I'll teach you. Don't worry.
But like, I have people that are experts at this. But I would do it. But I would do it more just because I like walking out there.
Mhm.
But I don't know shit about it. And I have a whole layer of government called the Hammond Port Authority that's responsible for that, and they have people that work for them that are experts at it, and they have money to do that kind of stuff. So I would definitely do it, John. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I would definitely want my people with me so that they could tell me what plans there are if they're planned. So yeah, I would definitely do it.
Okay.
Thanks. These are all cold turkey, by the way. I'm going off the top of my head. So.
Totally.
Right.
So
I used to work on the docks out
That's
there
right.
at the
You
marina.
worked in the field dock.
I'm a
Did you
big
really?
fan of the Hammond Marina and just the surrounding area, the beach,
Yeah, it's
the
gorgeous.
bird sanctuary, like all of it.
Tommy worked
it's-
out there too.
It's so beautiful out there.
Tommy worked on the beach. He was a lifeguard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like a hidden gem that I feel is overshadowed by the casino sometimes because it's
Yep.
just kind of stuck up there. But
okay, this is from another longtime listener, Mr. Riddle.
Okay.
I live a half block from I live south of Harrison Park. Are we covered by Shot Spotter?
I'd
So what
imagine-
is Shot Spotter?
Shot Spotter is a system we use in Hammond where, based on historical gunshot information, we know where gunshots happen because sometimes people just go out
is it
and
based on like sound?
it's
or?
based. Yeah, well, no, that system is all acoustic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we put hundreds of Shot Spotter microphones triangulated around the city, and if anybody fires a gun within Hammond's 25 square miles, and we got about 2/3 of it covered through Shot Spotter. Harrison Park is definitely part of that system.
So if you're a block away, it should be covered then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what
No,
he's
I'm
asking.
sure huge swaths of the city are in Shot Spotter range.
You know,
Huge
I
swaths.
get emails and texts from PNW's
Yeah.
campus because their Shot Spotter. Anytime
Right.
it
No,
detects anything,
it's all part of the same
it
system.
pings to us.
Right.
I'm not a student anymore,
Right.
but I know. Yeah, that's a really helpful.
So basically,
Or-
if somebody shoots a gun in Hammond, every police officer that's part of Shot Spotter, and most of them are,
is alerted.
instantly,
Wow.
within seconds.
Like
So
to
what
their
happens
phones
is
or what?
to their phones.
Wow.
So like it'll be a boom gunshot at 5600 Harrison Street.
Wow.
And they all just run
Converge.
there. Right. And they get there, and typically when they get there, the person that shot is still there. Sometimes, unfortunately, there's a victim that's suffering from a gunshot
And
wound,
needs assistance.
and it saves lives, and it helps us get bad guys quicker. It helps us get the weapon. A lot of times, the bullet is still warm from coming out of the gun.
Wow.
So this is a great system. Chicago, for some ridiculous reason, got rid of their Shot Spotter system because I guess they have gun violence all solved there.
Yeah, we all know the reason why.
It's stupid.
He's trying to
But
pander
in
to
Hammond, we
some of
have
his base.
Shot Spotter covering huge swaths of the city. Huge swaths. And our officers are all logged into this program, ready to respond
When was that implemented?
over the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the entire city council helped me with that.
That's
We
very
all put
cool.
up our money towards it. And it's,
I don't know why. I just thought that was a PNW specific
Nope.
thing. I love
Nope,
that
it's a Hammond thing.
Over.
yeah. And PNW is part of our system.
Is there ever like an incident where it's just like a loud noise and it's
Yeah,
not necessarily
fireworks?
gunshots?
It's smart.
Fireworks are like
the system
backfiring.
it's
of
AI, so it gets smarter. Like it
Interesting.
learns
based on
these
like
are,
history.
yeah, these are fireworks. That's not, and it doesn't alert the cops because it's a
Wow.
firework. It knows the difference.
Because I can't
It's a great
imagine their
system.
phones on the 4th of July this
No,
year. It was just like,
it misses though. Lynn, on the 4th of July,
Yeah.
the cops know they're going to get a lot of false positives
Yeah.
on that night or around that time.
That's
so.
interesting.
Yep.
Does
cool
it
system.
call EMS also or just
Nope.
police?
Nope. The police have to call
Okay.
AMS. Good questions. So,
Okay. Next question. From Eva.
Okay.
I know her.
I love Eva.
Quick sports question. Do you
Okay.
think Caleb Williams is the answer?
I mean, thank you, Eva. I love the Bears.
Who's Caleb?
He's the quarterback for the Bears. He's
Is he new?
He was the first pick in last year's draft. He was the quarterback for USC. He's a superstar. And the Bears picked him first. They dumped
Because
their
they
other
had
quarterback.
a pretty awful last
Yeah,
year. They
right.
got to pull draft first.
They got the very first pick. And they picked Caleb
and they
Williams.
picked the best.
And they got Caleb, and they got another great receiver. And the Bears really sort of revamped their whole offense, but it's extremely young. But the Bears are going to be a playoff team this year, for sure. In my opinion, the Bears are definitely a playoff team. Caleb and the offense is extremely young. Caleb looked green the other day, and he's a rookie quarterback.
I remember you telling me last year because he was on last season too,
Yeah,
right?
no, last year they were talking about this,
Oh,
and we
okay.
dumped our quarterback
And
to
that
get this guy.
he was so new, and that might take a year
Yeah.
or two for him to
Yep.
kind of reach.
So
get
the other
into
day was his
stride.
first start, and he didn't play great.
Yeah,
But
Well, he
the
was
Bears still
nervous.
won. But the Bears still won,
From
and
their defense, right?
he will
I'd
get
be
better.
nervous,
And the
too.
Bears are going to be a playoff team, Eva. That's my my
Whoa.
prediction for sure. I think
That's a
definitely
big prediction.
I definitely
Put some
think the
money
Bears are a
on it,
playoff team.
DraftKings.
But I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but they're going to make the playoffs, and that's a big step forward in my opinion. So
Okay. You want to do a couple more?
yeah, please. I like this. You like this? Are they still coming in?
This is fun. Yeah, they're still coming
I'm
in.
vibing.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
And I notice our chat audience is growing, so that's good.
All right, here we go. This is from another longtime
Hey,
listener.
John, we could
Pete.
if this is effective, we could do it in every third segment.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Will there be any neighborhood parking restrictions put in place for the new South Shore Extension
These are all
stations
Hammond questions.
in Hammond?
Damn. Like,
that's the pitfall.
I am
right?
the mayor of Hammond.
You wanted to avoid that like back and forth
When we
with
put
the
the show
audience
together,
when
yeah.
we first
No,
started.
I'm
'cause
trying
you're
to
like,
keep
too
it
much Hammond stuff.
Balance. We had some.
I'm not
national-
sure.
It's all good.
I mean, I can't. The parking restrictions, there's going to be a huge parking lot in the South Hammond station that opens up, a huge parking lot. I don't anticipate any outside parking restrictions, but anything we do, that station's touchy. We've made deals with the neighborhood that we're not going to break. So, I obviously will be in constant communication with that neighborhood.
Well, I think it's important for us to also mention for the general audience that is not from Hammond that there's this massive project going on in the downtown area that has needed a lot of TLC for a very long time. And it's finally getting it. There's a train that's going to be coming through it too. So it's requiring a lot of like civil planning, civil engineering,
$800 million project.
changing
that's
the
happening.
roads, the parking situation, where everything's going to go, getting businesses into empty buildings and so on. So it's definitely a process, and
Okay.
logistics are logistics.
Two more. How
Okay.
about two more?
Sure.
What would you like to see the pavilion at Wolf Lake look like 10 years from now? That's from Luke.
Ooh.
I would like to see a company like Live Nation strike up a deal with Hammond, and we jointly invest in a facility that's got fixed seating and it has a roof over it. It doesn't. I'm not saying something that's weatherproof. I'm not saying it should be an indoor
Something
stadium.
like Tinley.
Yeah, something
Tinley
where if you're seating in the seats, the show goes on. Maybe the hill gets rained on, but the seats are covered and the act happens even in a pouring rainstorm. That's what I'd like to see.
And if you're stuck on the hill, you're stuck on the hill.
Yeah, if you're stuck on the
It's
hill,
on
those
you,
are the
bro.
cheaper seats, and
Yeah.
you could go or
That's
you
exactly
cannot go.
what they do at Tinley.
That's
I
exactly
love
what they
that
do at
facility.
Tinley. And I think we could do like a miniature version of Tinley with about 6,000-7,000 people, which is a great venue, by the way. And I think that that's possible, but we have to strike up the partnership to make it happen. So that's what I'd like to see within 10 years. And I don't think it's a stretch, by the way.
All right, last question.
Sure.
Can you run for mayor of Chicago when you leave Hammond?
I would love to.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
I would love to be the mayor of Chicago. I would fix that city. I would. But,
You would.
But
Yeah.
to do that, Marissa and I have talked about this. I would have
Wow.
to move to Illinois, which means that we would have to live separate because Marissa has to live in Lake County, Indiana, and that gets difficult when.
Well, and you'd piss off a lot of people too. If you
I
got into
know.
that position, you'd make a lot of
Oh,
enemies.
I don't mind making enemies. I've got a lot of enemies.
You have to live in Illinois for like a year, I think, right? Before
Yeah,
you run.
yeah, I'd have to live
You
there
could
for a year.
go take over Chase's apartment, and
Right.
he could.
Honestly, I
home.
think Chicago's an amazing city. I think the main problem with the mayor of Chicago is he's not embracing the police department. You got to embrace the cops, and you got to battle the bad guys, and leave all the national politics to the side, and just focus on the city of Chicago. And it's a gorgeous, awesome, world-class city. Who wouldn't want to be mayor of that city? It's amazing. It'd be like giving the fastest car in the garage.
Oh yeah, and its location is great.
I love
Just-
Chicago. Chicago's amazing.
Chicago is,
It's one of the main reasons I live in Hammond is I could ride my bike to Chicago.
and it's one of the. I think it's a really nice touristy area without being too touristy.
Yep.
I like
All right.
Chicago.
Appreciate you
is.
guys. We made it work without Kevin. We did a pretty good job.
Sorry I showed up late, guys.
It's all right. You have issues with work.
Hospital be hospitaling.
But Kevin Smith will be back on Friday. We'll be back on Friday with another great episode. I want to thank Johnny Law Cantrell for doing the first part of the show with us, and I want to wish him luck with his trial. Lindsay Maxine. Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm
What?
sorry. The
Government
notorious.
name.
The government name. The notorious LMP. It's good to see you, babe. And Jay Vez, thank you for producing the show.
Yeah.
We're coming to you live from the Powering Indiana Lake County Studios, the NICA IBW Powering Indiana Studios, right here in Smith Sursick Law Firm. I want to thank Kevin's firm for hosting this great show. I want to thank the audience, the most important part, for listening to us
And
every
we
week.
missed the caboose.
We will be back with the Caboose on Friday for season 13, episode 4. Thank you, everybody. LOCPOD is out.